Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a new weekly close. Today, it is Sunday, the 27th of July. We're getting close to the end of this bull cycle, guys, so make sure you are strapped in. And you also don't forget to hit that like button. And without any further ado, I want to take a look at the CRO chart. And I want to remind you why we call this stream the weekly close. This stream is called the weekly close because we're now watching a 1 hour chart. The 1 hour chart, that's you can see a crazy price chart, a crazy price surge here for the CRO token to about 14 cents within only 1 month, guys. On the 8th of July, we started this moon mission. And we started at about 8 cents, and now, only about 20 days later, we are almost double that price. So things are going quite well for CRO. But again, remember to zoom out. I think already Kevin today mentioned, well, what's your feeling? What's your feeling for this retracement that we have today? So you can take a look, guys, at the hour chart. You can see that we went all the way to about, 15 cents for Crow. Crow went almost all the way to 15 cents. But we take a look at this retracement here, but I would say zoom out. Zoom out, take a look at the bigger picture. Let's take a look at not the daily chart, but let's take a look at the weekly chart. Because what we're going to do, guys, we're going to set the highest weekly close of 2025. The highest weekly close of 2025. You can see here, we started the year off quite good. Of course, we started November with a crazy price bump, but so far, with a candle close at about 14 cents, this is good. This is very, very good. Best candle close so far. So guys, remember, we do have a stream every Sunday at 9 p.m. Amsterdam time. 9 p.m. Amsterdam time. And we call it the weekly close because this is so important. Cronos, it might have retraced a bit, but on the week, how much are we up? How much are we up this week? 17%. Nothing too shabby. So, Kevin, what's my feeling? I think we pumped a bit too much. So it's very healthy to go back. Really check, where's the strength? And I think at about that 14 cent level, we do find a lot of strength. So maybe even we go a bit lower. I don't rule that out. I definitely don't rule that out. But I also don't rule out that we find some strength here and we continue going up as well. And I also want to remind people that are new to crypto or new to investing in general is that how it works in crypto and also with trading is that it's kind of emotional. And the more you trade at a specific level, the more trust investors gain with that level is a fine level. Crow's actually worth 14 cents or 13 cents. And the longer we trade there, the more support there is. So we just had a moon mission towards, 15 cents? Well, let's take a quick break. See, hey, is 14 cents also fine? Well, 14 cents is still cheap. And we can see, guys, if you go back to the weekly chart here on the rainbow chart, the green zone is a cheap zone. The green zone is the cheap zone. And people are about to find out. But why did we get this retracement? Just quickly take a look at the chart. Why did we get a retracement? Well, we got a touch here with a 200 week. The 200 week simple moving average. So it's fine that we have a bit of a retracement at about that level. Makes total sense. As long as we keep this here, as long as we keep bouncing on the 50 week, and I think the 50 week break here is absolutely huge. For the first time in 2025, we have broken the 50 week. And even better, I don't think we've talked about this yet, but we have talked about this in a previous live stream. We talked about the golden cross, and I think it happened today. I haven't checked the charts that much. I think we had a golden cross. Guys, we have a confirmed golden cross. We have a confirmed golden cross today for CRO. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. This can only mean one thing. If you take a look at the average upside after a golden cross, I'm not talking about the exact day, but you can see here after the golden cross, you still went up after, struggling a bit at another 40%. Also here, After the golden cross, about 40%. But here, we're talking about 400%, as mentioned in the video yesterday. So, if you haven't seen that video, do not forget to strap in for that one, because it's filled with good information. But on average, when we get the golden cross, we go up 120%. On average, we go up 120%. It's an average though, so it doesn't say anything, but at least so far, guys, a golden cross is a bullish sign. Can be though that on that exact date of the golden cross, we might get a bit of retracement, so it's all fine. Anyways, I want to say a big welcome to all the people now in the chat. I think you guys that are here deserve this bit of pump. So, are you guys happy? Let me know in the chat. The blue chip is buying. Absolutely, Sanja. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's absolutely amazing. The blue chips. People are finding out CRO is a blue chip and therefore it is going up. By the way, welcome also to Joseph. I see J Smith. What are the chances of August to be a good month? Talking about 25 cents. Or is it likely to be nothing special? So, like I mentioned before, golden cross is typically good. However, we are very close to August. And I want to bring you up to speed with the historic numbers. Not specifically for Cronos, but for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin doesn't always give you the complete picture, because if Bitcoin does nothing, the last few weeks Bitcoin did nothing, and Cronos went up. So there is a correlation between Bitcoin and Cronos, but not always. Let me quickly bring up the historic results for Bitcoin. There we have it. Kyra's happy. Been here since 5 cents. Crazy, dude. You deserve it. You have been through some pain. Dude. 3 years of waiting. Now you're finally getting at least a bit of return. But this is not it. It's just the beginning. Guys, as mentioned on the rainbow chart, we're just getting started. But okay, so August, red, a lot of red. You see a lot of red in August. July is right on track to be a good month, like we expect it to be. On average, July is a good month. On average, August though, and also September are not that great of months. Well, one exception to the rule. That is a bull year. 2021, plus 14%. 2017, plus 65%. And also 2013. So on average, it's not that great. I see a lot of red. However, in a bull market year, August tends to be fantastic even. I think we can say that. An average in bull markets of about 30% plus. So in that case, guys, yes, it can be absolutely amazing for Cronos as well. If Bitcoin does have some good momentum. Let's take a quick peek though. What happened last year in August? Well, what happened? We went down. We went down in August. So nothing too great in August last year. What happened in 2023 in August? Well, that was going down as well. Only in October it went up. And what about then 2021 here? Yeah, 2022 was one bad month, so I'm gonna skip that one. 2022 was one big bear market, but August in 2021 was absolutely fabulous. It was absolutely fabulous. You can see that here. You can see that. We went up beginning of August, August 1, to the end of August, September, about 60%. From about 11 cents all the way to 18 cents. It's somewhat similar as where we are now. It's somewhat similar. We're a bit higher, but also that's kind of normal in this part of the cycle, because do remember, guys, we're a bit ahead of schedule now regarding well, not ahead of schedule. Is this the one? Let me quickly zoom out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to the daily chart. Here you can see the halving. You can see the whole timeline, the estimated timeline for CRO. We've had the whole thing. We had the start for Bitcoin bull run. We've had the start for CRO bull run. And now we expect the Bitcoin and CRO all-time high to be in the October, September timeframe. So yeah, it kind of does make sense that we do continue a bit of the pump here. For John, it has been 4 years of waiting. 4 years of waiting. It's crazy. What about 20 cents? Can that be the next resistance? I think personally that the next resistance is going to be 16 cents first. Why 16 cents? Well, let's go quickly to this chart. You can see we peaked there in 2024. Had a peak at about 16 cents. And also, we have to go even further back in the cycle in 2021. Also there, we did have a peak at about 16 cents here. That's hard to see. That was back all the way in 2019. But that was also at about 16 cents. So 16 cents is somewhat historically relevant. But then we have 20 cents. So 16 first, then we have 20 cents. That's my overall take. But, you know, the thing is that typically, like, we move very quickly in between these two lines. So today, a bit of a breather. I see some people go short on CRO. I do not recommend to go short in a bull market because, especially with altcoins like Cronos, it can move up very aggressively. But of course, guys, this is no financial advice. Do your own research. But also don't forget to hit that like button, please. Welcome. It is the weekly close. It is Sunday. Chris, I try to tell everyone about CRO, but no one is listening. Chris knows exactly what he's doing. Him telling you guys to sell if you don't like it means he knows what is coming. Wake up. Of course, guys, you don't have to listen to Chris. Do your own research, but next to listening to Chris, you can see what's happening. You can see on the Cronos blockchain. The Cronos blockchain has become 10 times cheaper, 10 times faster, and has gained, I think, 10x the amount of transactions. So it is going pretty well on the decentralized side, but also on the centralized side, I'm not going to lie. These cards here, they offer a great deal. They're working on more programs to reward people, and I do believe that also the roadmap is not done yet for the Crypto.com company as well. So overall, the token linked to Crypto.com somewhat has a quite fabulous year ahead of itself. At least that's my feeling here. What's up? Congratulations, Chaotic, with England winning. Did you guys watch the women's football? Teddy, welcome. Drain Gang is strapped in. It's good, guys. It's good. I honestly don't know. We went to almost 15 cents out of nowhere. There was no big news story. The only thing that I see myself is that we've been trading within this range for a long time, and that, you know, the longer you trade in such a range like this here, the more spring-loaded the CRO token gets. The more spring-loaded it gets, and therefore it had the power to move up very aggressively. Can we go down again? We can definitely go down. If so, I think we have to watch this line here. So, what if we go down tomorrow? I would say watch the 13.5, maybe a bit lower, 13.5. I think that's so far low. If I might go long, I would do that, I think, at that position. But again, no financial advice, as always. Johnny, welcome. I see random token. Welcome, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope everyone is pleased, Peter's saying, with the last increase of 75%. Is it already 75% this month? It's going to be a crazy monthly candle, not going to lie there. Crazy monthly candle to the upside. Yeah, about 70%, 75% indeed. Kevin is wondering if he should keep the 500,000 CRO coins. Let's keep it. Let's ask you through the chat, guys. Should Kevin sell? Do you think, guys, that Kevin should sell, or should he keep on? What do you think personally, Kevin? Should you keep on to your tokens? Jonathan, welcome, welcome, welcome. Jonathan is asking about the V6 upgrade. For anyone that does not know what's the V6 upgrade, well, the V6 upgrade for the Cronos POS chain is a really big technical upgrade. We're talking about less use of RAM, so memory, and in general a better working chain. However, the V6 upgrade is not really relevant. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I like that they're still working on it, but nobody is really using the Cronos POS chain. If you take a look, for example, at you can take a look at CoinMarketCap, and you can ask, why is token X pumping, or why is this one down, or why is this one up? It's mentioning the V6 upgrade. It's going to happen. It's going to be good. Upgrades are never bad in my opinion, but it is not going to be, I think, a catalyst for real use case or more users. So take that with what you want. The token though, it's doing great. I wouldn't even be surprised if today or tomorrow, tonight or whatever, we go to 15 cents. It's a Sunday though. Sunday. I think we're gonna close at about this range, and that's not bad. That's definitely not bad. And let me explain to you why that is not bad. Let's Kairos. Well, we're gonna take a look at the CRO Bitcoin chart in a minute. But first I want to show you Ethereum. Guys, this is so incredibly bullish. I don't know if you're aware of this, what just happened, what's going to happen this week. But this is massive, if you ask me. We've been talking about this. This is a trend line, a 4-year-old trend line. Let's go to the weekly chart. And we're going to close the week. This is the weekly close stream, of course. We're going to close the week above this line for the first time. Some might say, well, you have to drag it up a little bit. I don't like it. I don't like it. But I like this here. But I do believe that with this weekly close, Ethereum is finally showing enough potential strength to go towards $4,000. And with that also, altcoin season is coming closer and closer and closer. When we started the week, I was feeling somewhat bearish about Bitcoin dominance, because you can see here on this chart, so Bitcoin dominance is the chart that shows what is Bitcoin doing versus all the other tokens. All the other tokens. And it is showing that Bitcoin is losing strength versus altcoins. So that is good for altcoins. And as always, the trend is your friend. So if the trend can continue going down, well, the trend will continue to be better, better, and better for altcoins. So this is what we are all hoping for. If this happens, we see this as well for CRO, like parabolic mode. This is not parabolic mode, ladies and gentlemen. This is not parabolic. This was pretty parabolic, but this is not yet parabolic. This is it's a good first step though. It's definitely a good first step. But if we can actually cement this close today for Ethereum, I am a very, very happy coin baron. So make sure, guys, you watch what happens. I think the weekly close officially happens in the GMT time zone. And there is sometimes a bit of manipulation just before the end of the close, the end of the day. So let's see if it's going to do it like this. Also, in general, just take a look at this beautiful candle. You can see it tried to go down. It tried to go down this week, but in the end, it is closing higher than the previous week. So a lot of strength for Ethereum, a lot of strength for altcoins. What I also find interesting though is that tokens like XRP are still somewhat struggling. So Ethereum is back to its, well, yearly high. Ethereum is back. But XRP now, it doesn't want to go back to the previous all-time high now. So it's still about 15% away from it. 15%. It's not too much, but it's fine. Hey, Robente, welcome. Been a while since I watched you live. But good things are out for Cronos. To the moon. Good to see you, Robente. Yeah, it's we're here every Sunday and every Thursday. And I might be doing some more streams or live things on Twitter as well. So do follow me on X at the Coin Baron. Do follow me there. Sirius is saying, well, Bitcoin wants to test the 120k level. I haven't honestly taken a look at Bitcoin all day. It's Sunday, guys. It's Sunday, so don't forget to touch some grass. You can see though, where is it struggling? Where is Bitcoin struggling? At exactly this line. So guys, some people say, Coin Baron, you're drawing some random lines on the screen. No. It tried to break out, went almost to 120, but it is right back at the resistance line. It is right back at the resistance line. So potentially, guys, you might say a retest, but also potentially I see it go down again, like something like this. That would be the best case scenario, though. So I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind at all. It's been quite a while now that we have nothingness, a lot of nothingness for Bitcoin. Been almost, what is it, not 23 days. Well, it feels like an age. 16 days. 16 days in cryptos, like forever. It is crazy though, like 5 months ago, if anyone would ask you, like 190k, 119k for Bitcoin. Whoa. And today it's like, just 119. We get used to these new price levels so quickly, and I'm saying it already. If we go back like to Cronos to 12 cents, if we go to 12 cents for Cronos, I wouldn't mind as much. I wouldn't really mind. Like, let's say Bitcoin dumps, Cronos dumps back to 12 cents. It's unfortunate, but not the end of the world. But some people will start to thought it like, this is it. I told you so. It's not going to go back to the previous highs. Sometimes, guys, you need a bit of a breather before you can make the next step. But again, I don't predict that. I would say the first support line we have is about 13.5 cents. And after that, well, we will see. I'm not going to speculate too much in the future. That's just not worth my time. Mustafa, welcome. Good morning. Juan, can I have those 500,000 CRO tokens? Yes, Kevin, could you please share? Could you please share with the whole group? This is also a thing, guys. Hodl, bro. Hodl. So this is no financial advice, but this is coming from Sirius to Kevin. Should I sell or should I hodl? Guys, the rainbow chart is saying you one thing. CRO is still cheap. If you're not familiar with the rainbow chart, red is the bubble zone, the sell territory. In yellow, it is also expensive. In blue, it's getting decently priced. And in green, it is cheap. In green, it's cheap. Remind yourself of that. It is still so cheap. But what Sirius is saying is very much true, though. It is very, very true. Let me quickly find the roadmap for crypto.com, because it is something you cannot ignore, honestly. And also, let me quickly bring it up here. It's coming very soon. So, for anyone who doesn't know, Sirius is talking about the roadmap. And in Q3, we just started Q3 in July, so we're almost getting to the first part, really, of Q3. The first month of Q3 is almost over. But Q3 is also part of a bigger picture. We're going to talk about Cortex AI, I think, in a later stage. So the AI narrative that Crypto.com also wants to push a bit more. But regarding that crypto roadmap, they do mention in Q3 the crypto.com stablecoin. And so far, I do have to say that crypto.com has been delivering quite well. They did everything regarding level up. It's all live. They got the exchange live in the US, which is the biggest hurdle. They still need to fix, though, that they can access the exchange in other parts of the world. But we got the rewards on Bitcoin. We did get the rewards maximizer for crypto. We got custody. And we also already done, this was planned for Q4, but the ETF submission is already done. So well done, crypto.com. So far working on schedule. There are a few things, though, that, well, don't worry me, or, well, don't. It's a shame, but you can see that stock options, those are planned for Q2, are not yet finished. So unfortunately, not everything is exactly going to schedule. And I think also the expansion of stock trading and also banking, you can see yield on cash was planned. It was planned for Q2. It's not there yet. So everything regarding stocks and banking is getting a bit of delay. But everything regarding crypto is going great so far. So I do believe that the stablecoin is still planned to come within the next 60 days. And why is it such a bullish catalyst for the CRO token? Well, again, I want to remind you guys that everything the CRO token does regarding utility, it should be mainly pointed towards the Cronos chain. The main fundament really around the Cronos token is that it's the gas token and the utility token of the Cronos chain. And the crypto.com stablecoin will be launched natively on the Cronos chain. So any big moves, let's say you want to send funds from your account to your friends, it's going to move. You don't notice it, but it's going to move on the Cronos chain. That's at least the overall picture crypto.com has been sketching so far. Should be below 1 second and below 1 cent regarding transaction cost and transaction time. And exactly that is what now the Cronos chain can offer. So it is looking really bullish on that front. Aha, I always like Pete's comments, guys. So if Pete is saying anything, you should probably listen to it and read it at least twice. So Pete is saying, Kevin should have an exit strategy in place so that he can sell at fixed levels. That way he can take profits on the way up as well as benefit from increased prices over time. So maybe Kevin, like Pete is saying, what you can do is you can say, hey, well, we are now in the green zone. And let's say we're going to sell every time we're going to move to a different zone. I can do a limit order. This is just an example, right? This is no financial advice, just saying what he can do. We can sell 20% of our bag at about, what is it, the 16 cent level here. When we hit the blue band, I'm going to sell 20%. Then we're going to sell 20% or more, I don't know, maybe you say I'm going to sell 30% when we go from blue to yellow. And then maybe I'm going to sell more even when we go from yellow to red. And so we're going to sell 40%. Just an example, right? But in this case, actually, I kind of like this example because then you sold already 90% in the right order, I would say. But you also keep a bit of a moon back. A moon back is required. Why is a moon back required? Well, good question, guys. The moon back is important. Let's say that something happens that we didn't expect. Like also here, you can see we didn't expect, guys, we didn't have any lower close below this green band. The whole bear cycle didn't go below it. But then we had here the US entering the Iran war. US dropping bombs in Iran. Unexpected event, but it dropped the price to very, very low levels. Unexpectedly low levels, I would say, for CRO. However, the opposite can also happen, of course. Last cycle, it kind of was the arena event. Like, for example, the crypto.com arena was big. But let's say let's say the big thing here is going to be the listing of the crypto.com stock. The crypto.com stock. And maybe a pairing with CRO, I don't know. Like, potentially we're going above even the red zone. Like, yeah, okay, this is maybe a bit ridiculous. I'm talking about $10 here. I don't say that $10 is impossible, but it's unlikely. However, I also want to remind you guys that what Chris has been saying in his AMAs, you gotta think dollars, not cents. Dollars, so plural dollars. No financial advice. The only thing that Chris said was just be patient. Check back in next year. That was in March of 2025. So we're gonna check in March of 2026. He knows a lot more than we all do. It's the honest truth. Chris knows what's happening behind the closed doors. Potentially also a reason. This is pure speculation. Let me be very clear, but maybe they require the additional 70 billion CRO to also help with their stock offering later on. Maybe they want to do a tokenized stock. That will be the first in history, by the way. So this is very much speculation, but this is all reason why maybe this is all still so unclear, right? Also regarding the reserve wallet, the crypto.com or the Cronos reserve wallet is still a bit of a mystery. I think nobody really knows except small few. Welcome, guys. EP, welcome. I think the first time I see you in the chat, so don't forget to strap in. Cronos is my second favorite cryptocurrency after the USDC token. I mean, stable coins, they are. You gotta love them, right? You gotta love those. There was a moment though, AP, that I hated USDC. Let me quickly show you so you guys understand what I mean. Because USDC, it's a stable coin, but it hasn't always been stable. It hasn't always been stable. USDC, USD. Why can't I do that? USDC. That's weird. It doesn't even show it here. USDC, USDT. Okay, never mind. I can't find it now. For anyone that doesn't know, the USDC token, so the circle token, it lost the $1 peg. So you expect from a stable coin that's always like one USDC is $1. Well, on that exact date, that weekend, banks were closed. They couldn't do any minting or any taking up of tokens. So one token, one USDC became worth, I think, about 80 cents, $80. And big panic in the market. It was all fine. It was one big FUD fear market, but in the end, we were all good. Samurai is asking, what about memes and Cronos? Good pump for Mary and Moon. I haven't really paid attention. I've seen that the Mary token Samurai has been in the top gainers for the Crypto.com app in a long time. And I remember that people were kind of like, this Mary token, it got a listing and the listing time is so weird and blah, 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 blah. The listing time was genius. It was absolutely genius by Crypto.com. Why? Well, people can actually make a profit now. Let me bring up the Mary token. I think it's also available here. Mary USD, mystery on CRO. There we go. So for anyone that doesn't know, the mystery Mary token has quite a history. It went all the way like this. Then it got a listing and this happened, so it went up. This is a meme token on Cronos, so very high risk, guys. So make sure you know what happened. Due to the news of the listing, it went up and then it went down again. But now in the most recent days, you can see it went up again. Together about 100% move. That's not little, guys. Doubling the money. Quickly doubling the money here. it's quickly going up. And now also people that bought in on the crypto.com exchange can actually maybe expect a profit, because I wouldn't be surprised if it's a bit like a W pattern. A bit like a W pattern. So then in that case, we can go back to the previous values of the Mary token, and also people that bought back here on the exchange are in profit. Because that's the thing, guys. Crypto.com is not stupid. They also want that their customers win. And their customers can only win if they're not getting dumped on. That's the thing, right? Merry people on Cronos, they sell. They see a big increase in price, they sell. But we need gold, we need diamond hands. And honestly, people on the exchange are better diamond hands than people on the Cronos chain so far. But yeah, also the Moon token is doing amazing, so take that with a grain of salt. Oh, also that ASM arrives, the first bull run for Cronos chain. Well, there are of course a few other meme tokens. We have seen the I lost the name of it. Croach. There have been meme tokens on the Cronos chain before. And John says Hodl Kevin. Kevin got them in 2022. However, I staked for the card and could sell during the $1 period. So feelings are mixed. Make sure you unstake them, so you always have options, Kevin. That's, I think, the best advice I can give. Always make sure, guys, at this point, your tokens are not locked up for months and months and months if you want to sell. And if you're here for the long term, accept that you're gonna miss it. That's also fine. That's also fine. People that sold their Bitcoin too early, they are very, very sorry that they sold their Bitcoin too early. I can tell you that much. I recently actually met somebody. He bought Bitcoin in 2013. He bought Bitcoin in 2013. The price of Bitcoin in 2013 was only about $12. And I think at the peak, we're talking about 240. And I know they got in about here. So right during the peak mania, they got in about here at about $40. Went up about 10x or 5x all the way to $240. $240. They sold. We're very happy. They made a 5x. But in reality, they didn't make a 5x. No. No, they lost a lot of money. No, they lost a lot of money. Because I do know that those people, those were the true first believers of Bitcoin. But in reality, they didn't make a 5x. They bought back in later, like in 2017. And if they would have held on to their tokens, like crazy gains. I can't even read this. 291,000%. 291,000%. From $200 to $200,000 this cycle, give or take. It's crazy. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Werner, good to see you, dude. Anyway, so Cronos, guys, if you just missed it, we have been talking about Cronos. Yeah, it's actually on the 5-minute chart now. I do believe it's going up a bit more. Take a look at the hourly. We are now moving up a bit, and you can see we are at some point of resistance here. So it might go up, it might go down at this point. Look for at least, if it goes down, look for 13.4 cents, give or take. That is all resistance line that's moving up. But also, I wouldn't be surprised if tonight I go to sleep. We have this weekly close for Ethereum. Ethereum is above this line, and we do see finally that Ethereum can go into altcoin season mode. That's the thing, right? Ethereum makes the move, and Cronos can follow. Werner has been waiting for 4 years. I think many here, Werner. You're still here though. That's the most important thing. Many people that they got in 2021 and they left. And that's a shame. That's a shame. You're still here, dude. Goedenavond. Warner has an extra strat. He's gonna sell about 25% at 25 cents, 25 at 35. I mean, if you do it like that way, it's always fine. It's always fine, of course. You do you. Take profit. Take profit. MK, welcome. Fortune favors the brave. Sanjay's asking, did we flip Pepe? Not yet. Not yet, good sir. The Pepe token, let me quickly bring up the CoinMarketCap here. Did we flip Pepe? If you guys don't know what he's talking about, yesterday we had a video specifically about flipping Pepe. I think we didn't do that yet. Let me quickly check it on the screen here with you guys. Also, I'm surprised. Fear and greed is somewhat high, but not like really high. It's only in a yellow-green zone. But did we flip Pepe? Yesterday there was about no, we didn't do that. I'm quite sure. Where are we? No, even worse, Sanja. We went back to the number 30 spot. So Aave flipped us again. But hey, it's a healthy retracement. It's a healthy retracement, and I think we can definitely make some moves to the upside. Microwave has a different strategy. He says, just let your CRO earn and stake more. You never have to sell just to keep getting more for free. So you only like sell the tokens you get, like that method. Also makes sense. There's quite a strong earning potential with the CRO token with staking. At least 8%. At least 8%. So that's also a way to do it. Also a way to do it like long term. BNB made an all-time high before Ethereum. That was actually quite impressive by the BNB token. But what is also impressive is that what happened like this cycle. You can see here, this is the BNB token. The BNB token went down in this bear cycle. It went from about $600 at the peak to about $200 in the low. But it's only about a 60 to 70% decrease. Bitcoin had a 75% decrease. Cronos had a 94% decrease from bull to bear. So the fact that BNB could hold on to these levels so well, honestly, very impressive. Same also, well, the opposite was true for Solana. This recovery here by Solana, it's absolutely amazing. All the way from about $250 or to $230 down at the lowest point to $13. I think I saw a few people buy Solana at about $7. So big retracement, but also very quick and fast recovery. Very quick and fast recovery. Coin Baron, would you rebuy CRO in the next bear market? If yes, at which price will you re-entry? I honestly don't know. We talked about this though, Samurai, a bit earlier. I still believe in the rainbow chart. Like if you're gonna rebuy, if you're gonna rebuy, you gotta use the rainbow chart here. Let me quickly remove this, guys. This is no relevant, is it? The $10 though is still relevant. So my personal belief is that the low for CRO, with the ETFs coming in, with basically the new utility coming in as well, I do see a new low at about 10 to 11 cents. 10 to 11 cents, that would probably be the new low this cycle, because we do follow from cycle to cycle, we do follow the rainbow chart. And it also makes sense because this cycle, the new low, I think was about 5 cents. Previous cycle, it was about 1 or 2 cents. We had a 2 cent CRO at some point. Yeah, a 2 cent CRO here. A 2 cent CRO. So the low point basically doubles every doubles or triples every cycle. That's kind of what we do expect here. Beak weather, absolutely right. Could also go lower. There's no financial advice here. What's up though? I should never sell too much CRO before it hits $1. I think no one should. But yeah, that's just my personal opinion. What I'd like to see though is at this exact point in time, CRO is making some moves to the upside. It's I wanted to see, like, for the short term, if it breaks like this level here, it needs to reclaim this level here at about exactly 14 cents. And then the way is, I think, up to a new move to a new yearly high. Like, in the first place, I would like CRO to actually close at about this level. We talked about this, guys, the highest. This is going to be the highest weekly close of 2025. The highest weekly close of 2025. How can you be bearish on the CRO token, honestly? Like, the trend is your friend. And the trend is just pointing towards one thing, it's up. One thing is up. Looking at the roadmap, I want to know how the marginable derivatives will look like. Or how they will work. What's that with the stocks? Yeah, the index derivatives. Did you mean a different one? Oh, the margin derivatives. Good question. Good question here. And if anyone wondering, it's in Q4 of 2025. They do expect the margin derivatives. So how it will work, it's probably like a leverage product. So what will happen is that you can say, well, I expect it to go up in the future, and therefore I can use leverage to help to get that position. So instead of just getting a 1x CRO, you can get a 5x CRO, maybe a 10x CRO. And this was previously available in the EU, but due to a regulation, they had to skip it or strip it really from the EU exchange. I don't know if it, no, well, the exchange was not previously available in the US, so it's only coming to the US and the EU, go. Justin, welcome. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. To all the lovely people in the chat, guys, it is today Sunday. We do a stream every Thursday and every Sunday, but do follow me on X at the Coin Baron. At the Coin Baron here, you can see it. This is my profile. There are a few impersonators, but this is me. Also, link is in the description down below of this video. But yeah, they are also trying to keep you up to date. For example, this move for Ethereum, that one was big, a big move. The flippening here with Pepe. Yeah, new things coming up also. You can now do perpetual trading for CRO on DXDY. Big move there. So if you don't know, oh, this was also interesting. Also some memes. Yesterday, CRO went to 1337. Are there any gamers in the chat? Do you guys game? Video games? Let me quickly create a poll for that. Do you guys play video games? What's up, Stacy? What's up, Chris? I see Mr. Louise. Exchange Motors. Good to see you guys. Do you play video games? Just wondering, guys. You guys are guys like video games? Because I might want to do some more streams, but I can't just, you know, keep talking about charts. I want to talk about CRO and also answer questions, but sometimes I you know, want to have something else on the screen. Maybe I'm gonna play some Battlefield 6 and talk about CRO if you guys like. I don't know. Battlefield 6, by the way, is a new game. It's launching soon, but they had a... I've been playing Battlefield already since the Battlefield 2. I think Battlefield 2 was my first entry in the early 2000s. But that was really cool. Anyway, so of course 1337 stands for the elite token. How likely are we to see a dollar this year? Living Las Vegas. Good morning, good evening. In my personal opinion, very likely. But what do you personally think, sir? We don't give any financial advice here, but I'm not here because I don't think, like, if you guys have been following the channel, we've been talking about Cronos for 4 years now. I wouldn't be talking about a CRO token for this long if I didn't expect it to break the previous all-time high. So, to me personally, the sell zone begins here. It begins in the red zone. And the red zone begins at about $1.04. No, $1.10. About $1.10 to $1.20. There it begins. There it begins. So. But again, let me know what you think, Las Vegas. Exchange Motor says, well, if CRO goes up, Lion follows as well. Well, that's true. The Lion token is finally getting a bit of momentum. You can see that here. It's almost back to, I think, the previous all-time high. Those two tokens are very much correlated because also a big part of the Lion liquidity is held in the CRO token. So if CRO goes up, literally automatically the Lion token also goes up. CRO can reach $1 in 2025 or 2026. I still believe 2025 is more likely than 2026. But people online like to scream, well, the cycle is over. The cycle is over. It's going to be longer and longer and longer. I don't know. People say it without any evidence. Without any evidence. They say ETFs are now a thing. Because we get ETFs, we have different cycles at this point. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. We did have ETF. We had futures ETFs last cycle. Did it change it? Well, people said it would change. It didn't really change it. It didn't really change it. The higher the price gets, the more market cap is brought in though. Every purchase anyone makes... The higher the price gets, the more market cap is brought in. For every purchase anyone makes, no matter how much they buy. Yes. 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 I had to think about that one microwave. 4 billion market cap is like a single person net worth in this world. Once the money starts coming in, 1,000 billion market cap is possible. I think 1,000 isn't that like a trillion? Or is that 10 trillion? 1,000 billion? For anyone wondering, Bitcoin is at a trillion. Bitcoin's current market cap is even 2 trillion, 2.3 trillion US dollars. Can CRO go to Bitcoin market cap? I wish. I don't think it's likely though. We can also check that on the this website. Market cap off. I love this website. It's really funny because what you can do, you can say, well, what if my token Bitcoin gets the same market cap as CRO? Well, do the other way around. So CRO with the market cap of Bitcoin. So this is guys with the hopium hat on, the hopium hat. CRO would go to $73. It's not going to happen, but this might happen. Let's go to BNB. This is actually quite a likely use case, if you ask me. CRO almost going to $4. Why not? BNB is the Binance token. Binance, Crypto.com. Well, Crypto.com is at the current moment a lot smaller, but things can happen quickly. I do know that regulation-wise, Crypto.com is miles and miles ahead of BNB. Simple fact here is that Binance is not available. What is available? Crypto.com. It's true in many jurisdictions. I do know that Binance is now slowly coming back in a few markets, but definitely not at the right speed. In Europe, they're losing a lot of market share. But the other thing, though, is that crypto is growing quickly in Africa. Crypto is growing quickly in Asia. And, well, there is Binance US. And, of course, we do see that in the US, there's a booming crypto market. Any news on the burn forecast? No news, sir. No news, Chris. USDC is now more stable than back in 2018. I didn't even get into cryptocurrencies until 2025. Ooh. Well, sir, welcome. Don't forget to strap in if it's your first ride. I still remember how exciting it was to get into crypto the first time for myself. Honestly, sir, you're entering a life-changing market now, and it's absolutely amazing. What you can also do private is saying, lend out your CRO on Tectonic at each level, then just borrow USDC. If CRO falls, use some USD to buy CRO and put it into lending till we reach the red zone. I'm thinking about this. I don't know what to say private. I'm also a fan of just taking profit, because at some point you will get liquidated, and I think the So lending, guys, is somewhat risky. Why? Well, if you lend stuff, you can lose your collateral. If you crash, let's say this happens with CRO. You lend CRO. And at this point, you borrow the same amount. Instead of selling, you borrow. Let's say you borrow $1,000. And let's say you borrowed about 50% of your collateral. So you put in $2,000 of CRO. I can't write. Wow. If you put in about $2,000 worth of CRO, you lend about 1,000 to take profit. If we then go down 50%. You will get liquidated, meaning that you lose your collateral, but you will keep that $1,000. At that point, though, of course, your $2,000 is also just worth $1,000. But I think you should just hold on to your collateral. That's, I think, the better approach here. But then, well, if you look at it this way, it makes more sense to do it that way. Well, interesting. Food for thought. Food for thought, private. Food for thought. You have to pay also some fees. You do pay some fees. Like, I think if you borrow USDC, you pay like a 4% APY. Hey, Maximus. If only 10 million Crypto.com users want a debit card, people can't exceed 10,000 CRO out of the 100 billion. So the price can easily go to $4 to $5. I do agree with that thing here, Maximus, because we do have a lot more Crypto.com customers, but the active user base is relatively small, I do believe. A relatively small user base. Still, though, it's good enough, big enough for big moves. Wasn't that when the Silicon Valley Bank also collapsed? Accounts were frozen over the weekend, and Circle was affected by this as they couldn't access the liquidity needed to ensure the dollar parity. I think it was something in that as well, because was it Silicon Valley? Well, the Circle company, they partnered with a liquidity provider or a market maker. I don't know exactly what kind of partner. That was impacted, was closed in the weekend. They couldn't access funds. And then indeed we had the USDC bank run. You would like a crypto debit card with the Cronos logo? Well, I kind of like these as well. These are pretty neat. These are pretty neat. Yeah, Cronos is finally moving up a bit. Guys, we're up. We're up on the day. It's green. It's green. Fortune does favor the brave. Fortune does favor the brave. GT is saying if Crypto.com had about 15 million users in 2021 and now 10x more users, if it can't more or less 2x the prior all-time high to around $2, that would be, yeah, would be weird, right? I think it's possible as well. That's also, it's my logic. I think we talked about this last stream, but basically, Rosnova, by the way, thank you so much. Mr. Rosnova, welcome to the Strap Club. Thank you so much for your membership here on the channel. Don't forget to join the Discord as well if you want to. We have a member exclusive club there. If you want to ask anything, I'm a bit more open to talk, but anyone is welcome, by the way. Talking about our Discord, we do have the Amsterdam meetup coming up. The Amsterdam meetup, what's going to happen? Bitcoin Amsterdam is happening in November, and I'm there, and probably we'll do some drinks there. Crypto.com party, who knows? I do know though that probably around the Bitcoin Amsterdam time frame, I expect an all-time high. So, well, if that happens, guys, drinks on me. Drinks on me. Strap in for that one. Thank you so much, Rosnova. Thank you so much. Welcome, Stacy. Welcome. Okay, it's red again. It's red again, guys. It's over. It's over. Will CRO hit 50 cents this year? 50 cents is about the fair value zone. So this line, guys, in between the middle line of all of the rainbow chart is at about 50 cents. So yeah, it's fair value. So I do believe so. Keeping up with inflation is more difficult than keeping up with Kardashians. Mr. Teddy, thank you so much, dude. Always here, always strapping in, and now even member to the Strap Club. Thank you so much, Teddy. Hey, Mr. Blockchain Brew as well. Let's grow. Smash the like and hit the bell. How you doing, Mr. Blockchain Brew? Still loving the Cardano token, or also looking into a bit more CRO now after the big move up? A 400k party. A 400k a bit for Bitcoin would be nice. If Cronos makes a dip to about 12 cents, it would be a blessing in disguise. I think so too. I do think so too. I already bought. If anyone, again, check my Twitter. Do check my Twitter. I think I mentioned it a few days ago. Like just a few days ago. Yeah, here we go. I said here on the stream, guys, buy the dip. Buy the dip. We dipped all the way to about 11.795. 795. I can, I think, also show that on the chart here. That was this here. This was brutal. Or not this one. No. Give me one sec, ladies and gentlemen. Where was it? Here it was. You see here, we went above it. We went to about the upper range of this channel. We dumped all the way. And exactly at this level, I thought, yeah, okay, it's time to buy. This is time. This is the perfect buying opportunity. I had my limit order ready. And I bought in at the 1175 range. This was just way too bearish, therefore time to buy the dip. And so far, on that buy the dip moment, didn't sell, of course, long-term back. So far, I'm up 18%, so I would say buy the dip. So do follow me there at the Coin Baron, but yeah. I'm not sharing everything, but sometimes I do. Sub Baron, gonna watch from the start, but I like the recent price action. Me too, Action, me too. Me too. It's amazing. And whoa, guys, it is moving again. Just as we're discussing Cronos, like I talked about, we need to go to that 14-cent range. And it is moving up once more. It already surpassed this line here, so that's good. We call this the coin baron effect. We start streaming, people get bullish again, they buy in. I think the blockchain brew just bought in, a bit of FOMO. But honestly, I think it's not FOMO yet. It might feel like FOMO, but this is still the cheap zone. I think when people start to buy here, like in the red or the yellow range, it's a true FOMO. Well, let's not count all chickens before they're hatched. Is that the English phrase? Don't know. I'm not native English, guys. I'm not native English, but I think it's like, don't shoot the bear before you sell the hide. That's one. Let's quickly look if we can actually fix this one. Yeah, this is big, guys. We have to surpass the 200-week simple moving average. This is a 4-year long average. We need to cross that one very quickly, please. But I want to remind you, if you just joined in, we talked about this in the beginning. Cronos, today, like literally today, fresh news here, guys. Just in, I would say this is breaking news. Nobody's talking about this, but we had a golden cross here. We have a golden cross on the daily. The 200 day, I mean, is now overtaken by the 50-day simple moving average. Golden cross, golden opportunity, typically. Pete is saying also that the staking rewards are going down. Staking rewards are only at 6.31%. So people are staking a lot. Also, the ETFs, a lot of the ETFs are now being staked. So I do expect the staking to go down even more. I also think that Crypto.com should lower the, how's it called? They should lower the amount of percentage shown on the webpage. Like they promise about 8.5%. They should lower it to about 6.7% maybe. People selling for pennies is just crazy to me. They will regret when CRO reaches $1 or dollars, just like everyone else selling early in the bull market. I hope so, Chris. I'm ready to say like I told you so. I'm ready for the I told you so moments. Okay. Doesn't seem like CRO has enough momentum yet to break to the 40-cent range. But this is important, guys. If we don't break that one in the upcoming hours, I think maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after, we do see some more downward action as well. That's going to be the true take here. And that's not really bad, guys. I think we've been going up for days and days and days. Like daily chart. Oh, actually take a look at this. It's not all too bad. It was like up, red day, up, red day, up, red day. 3 days down. Every time though so far, it has been one red candle and then up again for at least 2 days. So maybe tomorrow it is go time again. No way, Pete. Guys, again, like I mentioned, pay attention to Pete. He bought Solana at $10 or 10. Yeah, $10, not pounds. Hey, Damo, good stuff, man. Late for class this week. How dare you? That's some double homework for you, sir. But I'm strapped now and we'll watch back. Have you made a video about your CRO market indicator that's behind you? Like this one? We can do that. You can find a link in the description down below. I will, we can do a review. It's not really a... Yeah, it's not, I can't really say much about it. So, Louise, Mr. Joe, it's a thing. You can put it on your desk. You connect it to your Wi-Fi network. And it shows the price. It shows the price also. It can show you the price of Bitcoin. It can also go show you YouTube subscribers. It can show you, I think, Twitter followers. It can show you a lot of different things. It can also rotate. So it can go from Bitcoin to Ethereum to Cronos. It's called Fortune Favors the Brave. That's the... No, it's called the Assetwatch. But I do have the Fortune Favors the Brave edition. It has been a gift, so I think it's about $200, so it's not really cheap, but it's actual wood. So there you go. There you go. I wonder if you see CRO back to test the GOT candle that took us from 8 to 12 cents on the 8th of July in the next bear. Oh, in the next bear. Ooh. Maybe 12 cent is a good resistance line here, like that 12 cent level. Well, which one do you mean, by the way? On the 8th of July, we went to 12 cents. I see 10 cents here. Maybe it depends per exchange. Is there anything that's upcoming on the roadmap that can pump us just on announcement? Yes. 3 things, GC. 3 things. We got the Cronos stablecoin. Literally alpha, guys, here on the live stream, because nobody's talking about this. Nobody knows. But this will make sure there's going to be activity on the Cronos chain. This will be additional utility for the CRO token. And it will also be, well, great for the Crypto.com ecosystem in general. Because the Crypto.com stablecoin, well, guess what will be the pair? What will be the pair Crypto.com is going to use on their exchange? It's all going to be USD1. It's all going to be USD1. The name can still change, but everything will be paired with USD1. I'm almost sure about that. Pete is here with a very important reminder. Don't forget to hit the like button. Never trading crypto again. Tried it once and got scammed of my entire savings. Made some videos and posts explaining. Also, Robert, I'm very sorry to hear that, but did you do your research before? Because I do know a lot of people in this chat that are making quite a good amount of money, and it's no scam. It's literally, it's like investing. Unfortunately, investing is risky. That's a very important thing to remind. But make sure you do your own research beforehand. Oh yeah, we all asked a question. Private is saying, well, do you play some games? Do you play games? What do people say about that one? Ooh, okay, about 50-50. 59% is playing games. 59% is playing games. 41% is not playing games. When the new Switch released, the Switch 2, they also launched, I think it's called, what is it? Mario World. Mario Kart World. Looks so much fun, but I'm not going to buy the Switch 2 just for one game. Especially because Mario Kart World looks like the previous Mario Kart, and you know, I played sometimes with friends, or I don't know, with my wife-to-be, Beyonce, but not always. No way, Numlock. Does it start already in August? The open beta. We can play that. We can definitely play that on stream. AP now develops games even. 1337 is always also known in the dev world, in the dev community. Makes sense. The market cap actual. Welcome, Miguel. Malcolm, welcome. We need to get to about 25 billion to get to an all-time high. Yeah, 25 billion was the previous all-time high regarding market cap. And I think we'll easily cross that this cycle. Let's wait and see though. Will Cronos still be adding a burn in 2025? It is still on the roadmap and I haven't heard anything else. Mr. Kraken, welcome. Don't forget to strap in, guys. If you haven't hit the subscribe button or the like button yet, don't forget to do that right now. Only limited time. Only limited time. United States used to have a federal budget surplus of about 128 billion in 2001. But that unfortunately is a distant memory. Ay, surpluses. What's that? I'm unfortunately, guys, I was very young. I was very young during the bubble of the .com era. I kind of grew up with crisis. My whole life basically has been dropping house markets, and then suddenly something changed. In about 2015, house prices started going up, stock prices started soaring again. But yeah, for me, the 2008, the mortgage crisis or the housing crisis or whatever it's called, it will always leave a big mark in my personal history. It will always be a big part of, I think, how I grew up, like financially. The strange thing though is that I'm entering a market where basically we have one big bubble. People say like Bitcoin is a bubble. I don't think so, but it's a good way that we have to remind ourselves that, well, the stock markets are also run by a bunch of crooks, and also a bit of the government, because the governments they saved all the bad banks that, you know, caused the housing crisis of 2008. So remember, guys, we're not in here just for money. We're also here for a better future, not for only yourself, but also, or I hope, all next of kin at least. But okay. Can CRO hit a 30 billion market cap? I also made a video ancient about the 40 billion market cap, so probably. I bought CRO at about 8 cents, and honestly, I've tried several networks, and the Cronos chain is just so easy and cheap. I entirely agree. I used the base network, I think, 2 days ago. But in combination, really, with crypto.com, well, the best one is simply the Cronos chain. CRO waking up. True that. Yeah, Bitcoin Amsterdam Coin Baron party. Drinks on me. If we go to an altar, my drinks on me. at least one round. I don't know how many people will come, so it can be quite an expensive night in that case. If every one of you guys are coming to Bitcoin Amsterdam, that will be a very... I don't know how many people are watching now. I think quite a lot, so... Drinks are getting quite expensive. We're talking about $4 a drink now these days. That's just a simple beer or Coca-Cola. When do you expect an explosion for altcoins? I mean, which month? August. About August. It's about right. Oh, that's a shame, guys. We got a rejection here. It couldn't go to 14 cents. But about August, kind of aligns also with this. If we get a good breakout here, Ethereum is still showing out strength. The saying is, don't count your chickens before they're hatched. Okay. Basically, you're saying, well, the egg is promising to become a chicken, but, well, not a chicken yet. The egg can still break, or anything can happen to the egg. It's still volatile. It's still very vulnerable. CRO to $1. Welcome, Christian. Oh, you're down now. You bought something cool on Binance, but now down. Glad though, CRO's my main bag. That's the thing, guys. It's okay to try things out. Go to a different altcoin. Try out, if you want to, a meme coin. I don't really like memes myself, but try it out if you want to. But don't forget to have at least something into a more stable asset. Can be CRO, can be Bitcoin, can be Ethereum, can be a stock market. And if you want to, it can be USDC. Nothing too bad with that. Cronos, RSI on the daily is now also cooling down. It is cooling down at around 80%. Let me bring up the RSI. For anyone that doesn't know, RSI is the relative strength index. And if it is going above this line here, this dotted line, we call it overbought. And now RSI is slowly going down, which actually gives us more momentum to grow even further. Typically, you can see that here. Once we go into the RSI, we go down. We hit the RSI and we go down. But there are also exceptions to that rule. Like, for example, here, we just kept rising and kept rising. We kept rising with the CRO token. But it is interesting, though. You can see here, a bit of a double top. So you can see it rose to 88%. Let me bring up the price a bit more so you can actually see what's happening there. So here you can see this price action went from about 14 cents all the way to about 20 cents. Kind of where we are now. And after that move to about 20 cents, you can see it started exploding regarding RSI. But still, later on it went down. This short period of nothingness helped the CRO price to reset, to move to a next higher RSI level. So it can actually keep moving and moving and moving. We can maybe do the same thing now again. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if today or tomorrow we do a bit of nothingness. We start to slowly go down, like Peter's saying. And then we can go up for the next pump. And why is that possible? Well, again, like I mentioned, this is the weekly close. On the week, we are not yet overbought. On the week, Cronos is not at all overbought yet. We can go a lot higher. But the slower we go up, the better. The slower we go up, the more time the RSI has to restore. But yeah, Peter's right. With this, we can go to 20 cents. Most of my CRO is in the airdrop arena. Smaller portions of my CRO bag, though, are in the crypto cash and staking. Crypto cash, like the crypto card? Hey, Mr. C. Karma. It's been a few years, but didn't Crypto.com have a stable coin before? It's called USDM, but then they took it off. I have personally never heard of it before. USD, yeah, maybe it's the Monaco one? USD Monaco? I don't know. Hey, Geerton. You seem informed about Cronos. Recently, there was something about burn tokens coming back into circulation or something like that. Can you explain? I'm confused. Yeah, good question. Good question, sir. So what happened is that there was this golden age for Cronos proposal. The golden age for Cronos proposal. What happened in 2021 is that Crypto.com was a big holder of the Cronos token. Crypto.com created Cronos. And they said, well, we have about 30 billion tokens, and those are for the public. And then Crypto.com also had about 70 billion tokens left. So 30 billion in circulation, 70 billion were left in their own wallet. The use case of that 70 billion in 2021 was marketing, development, etc., etc., etc. I don't know. They decided then, though, back then, well, we don't really need the 70 billion, so why keep it? So they decided to burn it. Then the Cronos team though was like, what if we actually want to do some deals, like for example OTC deals like in ETF seeding, for example. And now we are getting some more ETFs also for the Cronos token. But to get there, they needed some funds. And that is also why I decided, well, what if we got like the 70 billion CRO that we earlier burned, if we bring that back into circulation? So what they did, they had this whole proposal like, hey, we need 70 billion CRO in order to, for example, seed ETFs, to make that possible to get it out. How did they do this? Well, burn is burn. So the burn token, they are gone. Nobody can access those. So they are gone forever. But what they did instead is they said, well, we can change the code. We can change the code in the chain to mint 70 billion more. That's what people say. It was going from burned to unburned. Instead, they deleted 70 billion tokens and they created 70 billion tokens. That doesn't mean though that the whole tokenomics is ruined. The tokenomics are often relying on supply and demand. The tokens are available partially. They are slowly getting back in circulation. You can take a look, for example, on CoinMarketCap. They show you that, well, every month a part is going to be unlocked. Every month, just a small part, over the next 5 years. But they are unlocking into what they call the reserve wallet. They're not doing anything yet with the reserve wallet. It's sitting there, still nothing moving. It's not really, it is available. It's in their wallet, but are not putting it to the market. So yeah, we got an additional 70 billion tokens. It has zero sell pressure. But the question, of course, is what will they do with it in the future? That's the question. We don't know. We talked about the potential speculation about the Crypto.com stock. Maybe something has to do with the Crypto.com stock and also the CRO token. It's linked. Who knows? I don't know. Is it necessarily bad? I don't think it is necessarily bad, but I also think it's not necessarily good. It's in the middle. The communication was very bad, though. I hope it kind of explains it to you. Long story short, not unburned. They created new tokens because they thought it would be better for them. Bjorn, have a good one. Enjoy your weekend. Fitting crypto, good one. Yeah, Pete is basically replying. Ooh, AP played Resident Evil. Honestly, horror games were not really in my aisle. Too much jump scares. I will be a millionaire when it hits $1. Oh, yes. True that, Pete. True that. Doesn't minting coins dilute the supply, meaning it gets harder to... yeah, yes or no. Like I meant, I'm gonna make a video about this next week. Talking about new videos, by the way, I promised to make a video review about the card, the Ruby Rack card. I am busy with it. It is taking more time than I expected, so unfortunately I expect the card review to come in next week. So if you'd like to see more about the Ruby Rack card, do not forget to strap in by subscribing to the channel. But there's a big difference between what is really in circulation, like what's available in the market, and what's available. So no, it's not getting harder to hit a new all-time high. FB 9096 price prediction. It's on my list of videos to do. I have a video though with a different price prediction. You can check that one out. We talked about this after the bull run. We do expect the low to be at about the 12-cent range here, 10 to 12 cents. Why? Well, previous low at about 2 cents. About 2 cents here. Next low at about, I don't know, I think it was about 5, yeah, it was 5 cents here. The 2.5x. What about 2x now? From 5 cents to 10 cents. So new low at about 10 cents. That's what sounds quite logical as well. Guys, it's getting a bit late now. It's 10:30. We're half an hour past the typical stream time. Oh, whoa. Guys, it's happening. We're going back. I see 14 cents. I like that, guys. Let's break this. We can maybe still go to a new yearly high. Again, guys, we're watching now the weekly close unfold this week. And this week will be the highest weekly close with a golden cross. Confirmed golden cross at this point. It's looking good. Looking very good. One reminder though is that I want to bring this on quickly once more. It is no longer a perfect fit. Let me bring the daily on here. It's no longer a perfect fit, but it fits still quite nicely. This is an overlay, this yellow part. This is an overlay of the previous cycle. What could happen potentially? What could happen with a CRO token after a pump? Because this is, let me zoom out. This is this. You can see that, right? I just moved it over. So based on the previous market, we had a prediction or a projection. I have to say though, so far it is quite spot on. But do you see that we had a quick dip as well in 2021? At about this level. So Am I scared? Not really. If so, it's going to be a temporary dip. Will things repeat exactly the same? They will never repeat exactly the same. So I don't know if this will be the exact same dip. It can happen though, and it's normal. It's normal in the bull market. Like I mentioned before, we had that dip here. You can see it. We had that dip, but we still went to $1. So nothing to be really scared of. Oh, okay. I was a bit too premature here. We went to 14 cents and then we got a rejection. Ow, 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 ow. Cronos is essentially a remake of Monaco. Yes. It's, it's... Let's say it's Monaco 2.0. I keep saying this, but XRP has 100 billion tokens at $3. And just take a look at the hype for XRP. How it could be used for payments. CRO also has 100 billion tokens and it's less than 20 cents. And also can be used for payments. Think about the bigger dollars still coming in. This is definitely an opportunity, like, yeah. You see it. Hidden Crypto sees it. The fundamental of CRO is stronger. It is true. It's true. It's green. It's good, isn't it? It is green. Green is good, guys. Good. It's going to be a good weekly close. Kermit, yeah. Kermit is wondering why so few people play games. We got 80 votes. It's about 50-50 now. It's about 50-50 now. About 50% plays games, the other one not. I think Kermit though makes sense because the older you get, the more family you get, the less time you have for games. It's that easy. And also, you kind of lose interest as well. Just a little bit. Hey, Vikas, welcome. Good afternoon, good evening. What's going on? Oh, this is so sad. I was hyped for like 1 minute and then, yeah, we got a rejection here. Still though, it's not that important. Ooh, CRO at 10 cents in 2025. Not too bad. You are in profit, good sir. Hey, Shitapogi. Good morning. Welcome from Brisbane. See the karma. I finally made it to alive. Whoa, you were very early, karma. You joined at just 300,000 members at crypto.com and now 150 million. Early, sir. Guys, smash the like button. I'm gonna end the stream now, unfortunately. To all good things come an end. Also remember, even to a big pump like for CRO, there will be an end. There will be an end at some point. Will it be $1? Will it be $2? I don't know. Nobody really knows. We do estimated guesses, or well-educated guesses here, of course. But it is speculation at best. Do remind yourself of that. Having said that though, guys, I have to remind again, take a look at this. Again, we do have this golden cross bullish. We do have the best weekly close ever. Oh, not ever. We have the best weekly close so far for CRO in 2025. Bullish, very bullish. We do have, oh, Ethereum closing above the 4-year-old trend line. It's good. Oh, we didn't even talk, guys. We didn't even talk about CRO Bitcoin. We talked about it, I think, in the time to buy video. But take a look at this W pattern. It's going to play out. Going to play out in the weekly. So I do believe that at least in the short term, we can still go up another 80 or 90% for CRO Bitcoin. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, is Bitcoin almost dropping as well? It's going to be a beautiful week, guys. I think August is going to be a beautiful month. So don't forget to strap in, guys. It's going to be only better from this point onward, I believe, at least. So make sure you hit the like button, strap in for more. And I will see you next week on Thursday. New stream. Sunday, new stream. And tomorrow, new video. So have a good one. Enjoy the weekend. And bye.